I'm Eric Peterson. And you're?
I'm John Gray. That's me.
I remembered. Oh, Bishop, I have an absolutely ripping idea. I want you to try and picture this. Two pilots, compatriots in glory, cross the line in the dim early dawn. It's dark, a slight fog. They fly straight to the German aerodrome at Douai, ghosts in the night. The Hun, unsuspecting, sleeps cozily in his lair. The sentries are sleeping. Perhaps the Baron von Richthofen himself is there, sleeping, dreaming of eagles and Wiener Schnitzel. It's the moment of silence, just before dawn. Suddenly, he is awakened by the sound of machine gun fire. He rushes to the window to see 4, maybe 5 of his best machines in flames. He watches as the frantic pilots try to take off, and one by one are shot down. The 2 unknown raiders strike a devastating blow. Bishop, you and I are those 2 unknown raiders. Jesus, I like it. It's a good plan. How do we get out? Get out? Yeah, get out. You know, escape. I don't think you quite get the picture, Bishop. It's an heroic exploit. Getting out has nothing to do with it. Oh. Well, it's a good plan. It's got a few holes I'd like to see plugged. I'd like to think about it. All right, Bishop, you think about it, but remember this: compatriots in glory. Quite a fella.
The Dying of Albert Ball.
He was only 18 when he downed his first machine, and any chance of living through this war was small. He was 19 when I met him, and I never will forget him, the pilot by the name of Albert Ball. No matter what the odds, he left his fate up to the gods, laughing as the bullets brushed his skin. Like a medieval knight, he would charge into the fight and trust that one more time his pluck would let him win. And he courted the Reaper like the woman of his dreams, and the Reaper smiled each time he came to call. But the British, like their heroes, cold and dead, or so it seems, and their hero in the sky was Albert Ball. But long after the fight, way into the night, cold thoughts as dark as night would fill his brain. For bloodstains never fade, and there are debts to be repaid for the souls of all those men who died in vain. So when the night was dark and deep, and the men were fast asleep, an eerie sound would filter through the night. It was a violin, a sound as soft as skin. Someone was playing in the dim moonlight. There he stood, dark and thin, and on his violin played a song that spoke of loneliness and pain. It mourned his victories. It mourned dead enemies and friends whom he would never see again. Yes, he courted the Reaper, like the woman of his dreams, and the Reaper smiled each time he came to call. But the British, like their heroes, cold and dead, or so it seems, and their hero in the sky was Albert Ball. It's an ironic twist of fate that brings a hero to the gate, and Ball was no exception to the rule. Fate throws out the spark in a way as if to mark the fine line between a hero and a fool. Every time he'd cross the line, Albert Ball would check the time by an old church clock, reminding him of home. The Huns came to know the man who flew so low on his way back to the aerodrome. It was the 6th of May. He'd done bloody well that day. For the 44th time, he'd won the game. As he flew low to check the hour, a hail of bullets from the tower, and Albert Ball lay dying in the flames. But through his clouded eyes, maybe he realized this was the moment that he'd been waiting for. From the moment that he died, he was a hero, bona fide. There are to be no living heroes in this war. For when a country goes insane, obsessed with blood and pain. Just to be alive is something of a sin. A war's not satisfied until all the best have died, and the devil take the man who saves his skin. But sometimes late at night, when the moon is cold and bright, I sometimes think I hear that violin. Death is waiting just outside, and my eyes are open wide as I lie in wait for morning to begin. For I'm courting the reaper, like the woman of my dreams, and the reaper smiles each time I come to call. But the British, like their heroes, cold and dead, or so it seems, and my name will take the place of Albert Ball.
Population of Canada, the First World War was 8 million. Today it's 32. So if you're looking at the dead and the wounded, the casualties of 250, to measure their impact, you would have to look at it as about 1 million today. It's possible to say that what brought the country together around the war wasn't victory, but it was mourning. Look at the names on the statues anywhere you go. Someone was killed a long time ago. I remember the faces, I remember the time. Those were the names of friends of mine. The statues are old now and they're fading fast. Something big must have happened way in the past. The names are so faded you can hardly see. The faces are always young to me.
Friends ain't supposed to die till they're old, and friends ain't supposed to die in pain. No one should die alone when he's 21, and living shouldn't make you feel ashamed. You can't believe how young we were back then. One thing's for sure, we'll never be that young again. We were daring young men with hearts of gold, and most of us never got old.